Good morning all. Today we are going to study the vector quantization. Vector quantization is a term taken from signal processing. It is used for lossy data compression as well as for encoding and decoding scheme also. It transmits the index of code word instead of the vector itself. Let us try to understand this by an example. Let there be a continuous space containing many number of input samples represented by this region. Each sample is of n dimensions. It means it is distributed over n dimensions within the space. Then its vector quantization will be a region, will be a non-overlapping region again on the n dimensions, such that the similar looking patterns are separated from the other set of similar looking patterns. So it represents its vector quantization. Now each of these non-overlapping regions can be represented using a single block, that is block number 1, block number 2, block number 3, block number 4 up to block number m. So this overall region, which is of m dimensions, can be seen as the code book for this input region, and out of these code book, each y1 can be termed as your code word. So this y1 is code word for this block. This block further represent this non-overlapping space, and again this y2 represent this block, and this further represent this over non-overlapping space. So all in all, this region can be thought of as m dimensional space containing m number of vectors. Each vector represent a cluster or a group of samples which are similar in its property. So till now, this continuous space can be visualized using this finite number of elements, that are 1 to m. Each element representing block which further represent this from the input space. Now this all can be seen as your encoder and decoder scheme also. Let x be a vector chosen from this input space. It is given to the code book, and this code book encoded it into C, means C is the encoded part of X, and then C along with some noise is given to some decoder. Means to say, if these code words can act as encoder, then the same code words can also act as decoders. So this noise plus this encoded value C can be fed to decoder, and it will generate the value x prime. Means to say, if a particular pattern is given as input and it has been encoded, then we can extract the same input sample x by the application of some decoding function using the same code word. So that is going to happen here also. We achieved the x prime. It is expected to be same as that of x. So this should be our tendency to achieve maximum similarity between x and x prime, and this difference x minus x prime can be minimized using your backpropagation learning or your gradient descent based approach. So there was input space of m dimensions which was reduced to the m dimensional space in which each vector y1, y2, y3 was representing individual blocks. So we can just remove this layer. We can just remove this layer and let this all input space be mapped to a finite code book vectors. This is our code book, and it contains further the code vectors. These are our code vectors. Each code vector maps to a particular region, and most probably it is going to represent its centroid or its average. So this is the overall concept of your vector quantization process. So there was an encoding error that was equal to x minus x prime. So our main aim is to reduce this error, and The vector quantizer that achieves, or the vector quantizer achieving a minimum encoding error is referred to as Voronoi quantizer. Quantizer. The quantizer which minimizes this encoding error is called Voronoi quantizer. So our purpose is to find the Voronoi quantizer for each of these blocks. Let us try to better understand the concept of Voronoi. Let it be your space or your code book space, and these are four regions. Then these circles are representing the Voronoi quantizers, Voronoi vectors actually. It means the vector which is expected to be returned as output once any of these input patterns were presented as input. The recent developments in neural network architectures have led to a new vector quantization concept that is called as linear vector quantization. It represents a combination of your competition based neural networks along with it combines the competitive learning approach with the supervised kind of learning and produces the LVQ as output. The algorithm permits The LVQ algorithm permits only the update of winning prototype, that is the closest prototype or Voronoi vector of the LVQ network. If the class of the input vector and the Voronoi vector are same, then the Voronoi vector is moved in a direction of the input vector. Otherwise, the Voronoi vector is moved away from this input. Let us try to understand the LVQ networks in detail. LVQ, being the extension of your vector quantization approach, makes use of self-organizing maps along with some supervised kind of learning. Let us assume that there were m samples over the n-dimensional input space. Means to say there are m input samples given to us, and there were n features for each input sample. Then the input layer or your presynaptic layer of KSOM will look like this. It will contain n neurons in the input layer, and the postsynaptic layer contains as many as number of neurons as there were number of classes. Suppose these m number of samples were distributed over k number of classes, class C1, C2 up to Ck. Means this sample number 1 belongs to class number 1, this belongs to 2, this belongs to 3, this belongs to 5, 6 up to k. K number of classes were there in the input space. So there will be k number of neurons, k number of spots represented, k number of space contained within your output layer. Let us assume that this acted as our input vector x. Sample number 2 acted as your input vector. Then it will go to the presynaptic layer, activate this layer, then accordingly WT x will be calculated, and based upon this value the winner will be declared, which will be one amongst these k neurons. Let the winner is this kth neuron is the winner. After finding the winner, we will compare whether this k was equal to the actual class which was equal to 2. Means the class given in the input sample, is it same as that the one which was decided by your Cohen's self-organizing map based uh, neuron, winning neuron. If both these are same, if k was equal to 2, it means we are on the right path. The neuron, the LVQ done the justice, and so we need to upgrade, we need to strengthen the weights associated with this neuron. We need to keep it much more closer to sample number 2. Now consider the second case. Suppose k was not equal to 2. In that case, we are sure that whatever result our neural network has generated is incorrect. So we need to decrease its strength so that in the next phase when it compete for claiming this sample number 2, it its strength should be weakened. And we do this weakening by negating some term from the weight of. So if there is a mismatch between the class predicted by the self-organizing map and the actual class of the neuron, then the strength of that winning neuron is to be decreased. Now how much we need to decrease and how much we are going to strengthen can be worked using the weight updation mechanism of Cohen self-organizing map. That was that W of hk at n plus 1 will be equal to W of hk at nth iteration plus eta multiplied by input minus hk at t previous. This was the case if the class was if the class of the input sample and the class predicted by your neural network was same, then we have to strengthen weights or the weight matrix using this formula. If they are different, if k was not equal to t, then we need to weaken these weights by using the formula just on the same lines. W of hk at n, instead of addition we will just negate it or minus it down from the old x. Hk at n, this was also n. So this is for when they are different. If it is same class predicted by the neuron and the actual class, then we are going to strengthen using this formula. If they are different, then we are going to weaken by using this formula. This is the overall concept of your LVQ, linear vector learning vector quantization based in neural networks. In the next lecture, we'll be just tracing the LVQ neural network by on some numerical example.